Oh yeah, that's broken. Thanks for checking out the Live Life. I'm Gary Widom. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do it. That would be really awesome. I'd appreciate it. Also, if you want to reach out, you can leave a comment down below, and also the email address is down there, social media. You can reach out to me. And somebody actually did and asked me how I got into my career, and it's kind of like the butterfly effect. My senior year of high school, this nasty break playing football, I had a lineman roll up on my ankle, and that happened. It took 8 screws, 2 plates to put that back together. But anyway, had that not happened, who knows what the future would have held for me. And let me explain. I was working in retail at the time at a clothing store, and after that happened to my ankle, you know, I could walk on it, but I was kind of hobbling around a little bit and figured, I don't want to be hobbling around a store. So a friend of mine basically said, hey, you know, we're looking for a cook at the restaurant I work at, and you could hobble around in the back. Nobody's going to care. So I was like, all right, cool. Took the job. Did that for a few months, and, you know, getting closer and closer to graduation time, going to be going to school for journalism and communications. Turns out there was a DJ from a large top 40 station down here in Miami.
Y100.
Who would come in and have some frosty adult beverages at the end of the evening. So I struck up a conversation with him one day and got hooked up with an internship. So I'm 18 years old. Did the internship for a few months at this radio station. Then they hired me, so I was a morning show producer. It was phenomenal. I was getting writing skills down. I was, you know, learning how to do voiceover work. So I did radio for quite a few years and figured, you know what? I started in Market 12. I don't have to go to college. This is going to be a career. I'm done. Yeah, I realized about 2 years later, not going to be a long-lasting career. If you're not familiar with the 1996 Telecommunications Act, you should Google that. I should probably go back to college. I'm only 21 years old, so I did that. I went to school full-time. I started working radio part-time, and last year of college, I got an internship at
CBS 4 News.
I would ask, hey, you know, do you mind if I ride with the photographer? When there was some downtime, I'd ask the photographer, and let's face it, you can get a lot of people to do things for some free food. So it's like, hey man, dinner's on me. Shoot a stand-up for me, will you? I'd get back to the station. I'd talk to the feed room operator and be like, hey, you know, can I have the package for whatever the story is? I'd go into one of the edit bays. I'd edit my intro on the beginning. I'd get rid of the reporter's VO. I'd do my own VO, and I had a package right there. So I had a phenomenal demo. I got hooked up with a gig in Florida. It was actually the Gainesville, Ocala market. That was the first station that I was a TV reporter at. And it was really an interesting experience because I was a one-man band when the cameras were big and they were all manual. So if you don't know, no auto focus, no auto iris. Well, there was auto iris. But anyway, you want to go ahead and get a one-man band interview all in focus, zoom all the way out, infinity, boom. Hold the mic in front of you, camera up to your eye here, and everything's in focus. Don't have to worry about it. And that's how I got a lot of my interviews. But there was one problem. How do you move to the next market without any live shots? Well, this station in Gainesville had, I think it was 2 live. Well, they had one working live truck. They had a second live truck that it lived at the station, and I think they would only drive it like a few miles away from the station because if it broke down, it wasn't, you know, terribly expensive to tow it back to the station. So really, they had one live truck, and I worked in the Ocala Bureau, and if you're not familiar, Ocala is about 45 minutes from Gainesville. So, yeah, they weren't sending me live trucks ever. Here's how I got around it. My girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, she would shoot stand-ups for me like I had a photographer. So I got the next gig in a bigger market about a year later, and I just kept, you know, going from there. Had the ankle not broken, who knows where I would be. All right, remember, please subscribe. Check out some of the other videos.